Cartel. So I'm here in this video to talk about a topic you've covered with Q lately, and it's trading account, small account versus a big account. So Q approached me a couple of days ago and asked my view on this subject because he knows that I've been going through the process myself. So I've been trading the currency market for almost 10 years now, and like I said, I've gone from trading small account to trading big, and pretty much did all the mistake you can do. And I like to call myself now a successful trader. So I'm here to give you my view on what it takes to trade small and what it takes to trade big, and the main advantage and inconvenience from both, basically. So when it comes to trading a small account, I think the main thing for most of us is that it is not a choice. So trading account size, usually when you start your journey, we trade small because we don't really have a choice. Well, for me it's a bit different because 10 years ago we didn't really have a choice to trade small. Now it's slightly different because there is a lot of prop firms that allow you to trade with a pretty decent capital. But most of us don't really have a choice. So because we don't have a choice, and obviously we're in this game to make money, that's no secret. It's all bullshit to say we're here for the freedom, or we're here just, for various reasons. The main thing is we want to make money. And so when you trade small and you want to make money, these don't work. They don't work along very well. So trading small and making big money involve trading with bigger risk. So when it comes to trading small and wanting to make money, for example, you want to trade with a $1,000 account. So when it comes to trading small with a small account, we don't really have a choice than to be aggressive. So I think the main difference between trading small and trading big is the aggressivity of your trading. So for example, me, when I was trading small account, day trading. And now that I've got a bigger account, I have stepped away from day trading and I'm more of a swing trading nature. I'm not so much of a swing trader myself. I think I'm more of a hybrid between day trading and swing trading. But I think I take the best of both worlds. But when it comes to trading small, I think you don't really have a choice than to day trade in order to achieve a longer term gain. I think that's the way I see it anyway, because swing trade will make the gain process a lot longer and therefore not so interesting for us. But that leads us to one of the main skills that you acquire trading small, and one of the main one is you acquire patience. And patience is, for me, if there is one skill that any trader should master, is being patient, waiting for the best setup and waiting for the best play. And that is taught a lot faster with trading small, because you will realize that being over aggressive, you will lose your account rather fast, and therefore it will teach you lessons that will make patience being one of the first skills that trader will acquire. So when it comes to trading small, like I said, we have to be a lot more aggressive, which we are not when we trade big. So that's not something necessarily wrong. It's because most of us don't have a choice. But the issue is, when people start in this game, they are often uneducated, and therefore their risk associated with the nature of the small account, which is to be aggressive, often leads to catastrophes, and most people lose their account. So patience is one skill that you acquire, and risk management is another one. But the risk management when you trade small has to be off the chart. So your risk nature is a lot more aggressive when you trade small, because like I said, if you trade $1,000 and you're looking for the safe approach, for example, if you're adopting the risk nature I have got now trading big, you'd be looking at anything between 10% to 50% return on investment a year, and with $1,000 that will be $100 to $500, which is, let's face it, useless. So I personally don't want to spend a year trading to make $500. That makes no sense to me. So you'd be better working for a shitty job, and I will pay more. So we are not in this game to make $500, and therefore it leads us to be a lot more aggressive. So trading small account, the main advantage of it is that you will learn the hard way risk management and patience. That is why it's a bit tricky to trade with a big capital right from the start, which is what these prop firm kind of prey on. Is at my time there was no possibility to, or I wasn't aware to trade with a big capital, and right now it's available anywhere. You know, $500 and you can jump on 100K account, and it's fantastic. But the drawdown of this is that none of us or none of you is mentally prepared for that. There is a big step to transit from a small account to a big account, and I think that's the main reason those prop firms are making money. Is none of us is prepared to be risk managed to trade with a big account, because if you start straight away with a big account, you wouldn't have gone through the process of a small account, which again teaches you patience and risk management. So I think the main advantage for me when you trade small is that you're going to learn them. And I always advise to anybody that comes to me or on those that I've trained to spend 3 to 6 months trading a small account, even though you've got the money. One of the challenges I give them is trade a $500 account, spend 3 months on it, try to take only one trade a day, so the best setup you find each day. And at the end of the 3 months, if you are, most of your trades have been successful, so you've got a success rate for me above 60%, which means that 60% of the trades you took are winner, and you are profitable overall. So let's say at the end of the 3 months, you have made $50, which sounds ridiculous, I know, but hear me out. If you have made $50, so you've made 10% return on your investment in 3 months, you have been with a strike rate that is above 60%, and you only took one trade a day, the best setup you could find, you would have learned patience and risk management. And therefore, yes, you are prepared to transit from a small account to a bigger account. And I think most of us, or most of the people so I think most of the people trading a small account, they haven't acquired that mentality yet. And I think, therefore, they will be stuck forever in this trading small mindset, which will stop them from ever going to make big money on the long run. Because that transition is quite hard if you're not mentally there. I mean, you could be flipping a grand account to, I don't know, I've never seen that, but to 100K, for example, and that 100K you would have, I can guarantee you will never, ever keep them. You will lose them, for sure. You cannot be that aggressive for an extended period of time. And that's what is the lesson is for me. If you trade small and you're aggressive, that's okay, because you don't really have a choice. If you are trying to achieve big gains. As long as you know that you have to be patient, so waiting for the best play, and risk management in a way, that's fine. So to sum up, small account will, I think I'm joining a bit Q on that. For you to be long-term successful, a lot more skill set than trading a big account. Trading a big account in a way is just being a lazy bastard. You know, you just wait for the best setup, very, very, very risk managed, and you just bank on it. So a hard part when you trade big is actually to make bigger money. And I've stagnated a while, a plateau in a way for a couple of years by not making a transition from making good money to making big money. Just because of the way you will find yourself complacent and in a comfort zone at some point where you're happy with the money that comes, and that's fine, that's okay. But I've never been one to settle for average, and I like to chase a big reward, big result, big things in life, and that transition is hard because once you end up in a or once you fund it, for example, I'm losing myself. I'm trying to go back to what I wanted to say. But if you find yourself trading a decent amount of money, so if you're funded or whatever, and you want to achieve big gains, I would suggest that for a while you do trade very wisely, so very risk managed and patiently, and achieve steady gains. Once you've made steady gains and you've secured something along the way, and that's something that most people forget to do. Well, when you trade a decent amount of money or big money, don't forget to secure gains along the way. You know, it can all go in instance on the market, and you don't want to be going through the phase again, because mentally, if you lose a decent amount of money or big account, mentally it will crush you. So losing a small account, everybody can recover from that. But losing a big account, and I've witnessed some of my guys losing a big chunk of money, mentally it's tough. If you recover from it, you're bulletproof. But not everybody can recover from it. So it's best not to end up in this situation. But anyway, I said, just trade it nicely and steady for a while, for example a year. You know, you've got a funded account, trade it well risk managed, you know. I personally trade the trading account I trade right now. I never go above 0.5% risk for my trading account on any setup, and that makes me a lot of money still because it's a big account. So, but even though if it wasn't that big, I'm saying if you got 100k account, for example, if you trade 0.5%, you go on decent setup and you go for a 1-2 risk reward ratio, you still end up making a grand per trade. And if you find, I don't know, 10 good setup a day, I mean, who doesn't like to make 10 grand a month? You need to be realistic as well, because we tend to forget how easily it is to make money in this game, and therefore lose ourselves in the reality of, well, I'm actually making good money, you know. If you're right now starting with funded account, you've managed to pass, you managed to be funded, and you managed to make 5 to 10k a month, you're doing pretty well, and you need to remember that. So I would say do try to do pretty well for a year, and then if you want bigger things in life, which is okay, then you need to go back to where you were when you were trading small, is being aggressive. But you need to be okay with that. And I think in order to achieve that, and that's why not many people achieve it, you need to achieve success being aggressive with a small account, stepping up slowly to a bigger account, being steady again, being comfortable with